Hey, I'm live. How exciting. I'm always trying to set the camera before, but let's see how I did do. Alrighty. Um, Good morning, everyone. Well, morning in my time. So maybe you are watching this as a replay and it is not your morning, but regardless, welcome and thank you for being here. My name is Rose from Yoga for All with Rose. This is my Tuesday morning live stream class, and I am very excited that I have people joining me. Thank you for being here live, and thank you if you are watching this as a replay. So I have a flow, an intermediate ish flow for us today. We will start on the floor. We'll actually start in Shavasana. I'm kind of trying this out. I'm not sure if, as a yoga practitioner, I love it personally myself, but I always feel like in the very beginning of class, we do need to find a moment to turn in and come to our breath. So we will start in our Shavasana. We'll do some work on the floor level and then come up. And today I plan to do a little bit of work with sun salutations. There's a lot of variations of those, and I just want to throw out an option that I enjoy doing with a twist. With a twist, not necessarily a bodily twist, but with a idea twist. And yeah, and then we'll end on the floor again in Shavasana to integrate our practice, to bring it all home and get ready to move on from this practice. So yeah, this is very exciting. I'm not really planning to use any props today. However, I do want to let you know that I am planning to do a reclined hero later on. So, which would be a kneeling pose where you lean back. I'm going to just support myself on my lower arms. But if you do have a bolster available, I know a lot of people don't have bolsters at their home. But if you do have like a sofa cushion or something you could use, um, I invite you to have it available for you. Okie dokes. So let's get started. Oh, one more thing. One more thing. Today, in order to kind of challenge our brain a little bit differently, I am hoping to start everything on the left. So normally we are very right dominant. We always start on the right. And in movement practice, that often I feel like it creates us a little lopsided. So what I mean by that, we often dedicate a little bit more time to the first side. And then the second side, you just sort of brisk through because all the explanations were already done. So let's change that today. Let's try to remember to start everything on the left. I'm sure I'll fumble as that happens, but just to have that in the back of your mind that we don't always have to start on the right side. Okay, finding your mat, coming to your Shavasana, laying down, and take the space for your hands, take the space for your legs, and do any housekeeping that makes you comfortable. And then gently close your eyes. And as we start observing the inhale and exhale, without really trying to do anything to it, I invite you to bring your mind's eye, your awareness to your heart. Maybe you even imagine filling the lungs around the heart, if you will, breathing the air in and out to the heart space. Feel the space on top of your heart and feel the space under, behind your heart. And now actively breathe space and softness to your heart space. If a lot has been happening, maybe you take an exaggerated inhale and an exaggerated exhale through your mouth with a sigh. And then bring your awareness to your fingers and to your toes. All 10 fingers, all 10 toes, just feel them. Feel them how they are far away from your heart. Try to see without looking where they are in space. And then bring your awareness back to your heart and gently open your eyes. Now I invite you to bend your knees, and we are gonna do a little bit of rocking here in our wind relieving pose. So bring one knee to the chest, then the other, placing your hands on top of your kneecaps. And let's just do a little bit of point and flex here for our ankles. And then maybe even roll those ankles a little bit. Whatever feels good, kind of waking everything up in your foot. And then with an inhale, point the toes and glide the knees away from you. And with an exhale, flex the toes and bring the knees towards your chest. Inhaling, pointing, reaching. Exhaling, bringing them towards your chest. Inhaling and exhaling, just playing with the idea of connecting the movement and the breath. Exhale. And then give your knees a gentle squeeze. Maybe you rock side to side, whatever feels good to you. And then place your feet on the floor. Now we're going to do a little bit of warming up bridges. So sometimes we are told to have the hips where we can almost touch them. Today I wish you to glide them a little bit away from your pelvis. Spread the toes. And then gently, with an inhale, we're going to peel the pelvis off the floor and start coming all the way up. Feel the big toes on the floor. And then exhale brings you down. Now inhale, peeling your pelvis up one vertebrae at a time. And then stay here. And next inhale, bring your arms facing each other to reach to ceiling. Make any adjustments in your upper body so that there's no tension in your neck. Now inhale and bring your pelvis down and arms overhead. Inhaling, coming up, reaching to the ceiling. Exhale, come down, arms come down. One more time. Inhaling, arms come to the ceiling. Exhale, bring the arms overhead. Inhale, float the arms up with the pelvis. And now exhale the arms down. Leave the pelvis where it is. And bring your elbows to the floor. Maybe you even walk your shoulders a little bit under you, pushing to your elbows, and think about pulling your heels towards your heart. Activating the back of the leg, warming up the back of the leg, and then gently let go. And let's do a little windshield wiper here. Lovely. Now we are going to, from here, we are going to gently turn to our belly. Okay? And I'm actually going to move my mat a little bit so you can see me maybe a little bit better. So come to your belly. And here we are. Just gently tuck your toes under and feel your toes. Lift up your kneecaps. And maybe you even push a little bit to straighten those knees. And then relax the kneecaps to the floor. Inhaling, straightening the knees, not overextending, but finding a little bit of length and stretching the soles of the feet. And then bring those knees down. Now put the tops of the feet down. Maybe they're a little bit wider than your shoulders. Feel your pubic bone on the floor. And let's bring our hands to the sides, like right to the sides of your shoulders. So not directly under you where you get really cramped, but give yourself a little bit more space. We're going to do 4 cobras here. So inhale, lift up your upper body. Exhale, come down with your breath. Moving with the breath. Exhale down. Not really using the hands except for balance. Exhale down. One last one. See if you can go a little bit farther. And exhale down. Lovely. Now let's point our arms to the top corners of our mat. So it's more like a V. And let's lift the opposite limbs. So left hand, right foot. Come down. Right hand, left foot. Come down. 2 more times, both sides. Really reach the limb away from your heart. Reaching those fingers and toes away. Come down. Both sides, one more time. Inhaling up. Come down. And the second side. Come down. Let's do once, everything floating up. Maybe you just hover. Maybe you're not thinking as much of length. Maybe you just hover. And then float your arms to your sides. Turn your pinkies to the sky. And come down. Now we're going to extend the left arm. We're going to do half locust, half bow. So bend your right foot. And we're going to lift up to half bow, half locust. Inhaling up. And here, see what you want to do with your neck. Maybe your gaze stays down. Maybe it goes a little bit forward. But I invite you to be gentle with the cervical spine. And come down. Switching sides, right arm overhead, left one bends. Inhaling up. Thinking more length on the long side and more height on the bow side. And coming down. Now bending both knees, finding your both legs, and maybe you walk your heels, no, not your heels, your knees closer together. And then just a gentle bow. Keep your gaze down so you're not collapsing in your cervical spine. And then maybe you lift your chin a little bit. And exhaling down. Bring your hands under your forehead. Bend the knees and little windshield wiper here. Lovely. Extending your legs, tuck your toes under, arms under your shoulders. Come through tabletop. Do any housekeeping in the tabletop that might feel good to you. Alrighty. Now bring your big toes to touch. Opening the knees. If you want to do a wide-legged variation, that's great. And then just sink into your child's pose. But let's find a diagonal reach here. So step your left hand on the outside of your mat. And maybe you place the right hand on top of the left hand. And then you melt down. So we have a child's pose. The little diagonal reach in the top section. And breathing to the right side of your lungs, sinking into the hips. And then come to the middle, to the mat with your hands and walk your hands to the right side. Maybe the left hand goes on top of the right and melt your heart down. My head is sort of resting on my arms. It's not reaching to the floor. Feel what feels good to you. Really opening the left side body. Maybe imagining that you're really breathing space to that left side of your lung on the side. Sinking into the hips. And with your next inhale, come to center. And before we move on, I want to do one little thread the needle. So take your left arm and just glide it under you, directly away from your shoulder. And maybe the top arm goes to overhead. I like my spider fingers here. Or the other option is that you just gently place the right hand on your lower back. A little twist, turning in as we surrender to the floor. Next inhale, push into your right hand and come up. Well, not really your child's pose, but to a semi-child's pose. Take the right arm, glide it down, shoulder to the floor, ear to the floor, and explore where you wish the left arm to be. Is it overhead? Is it maybe wrapped around your waistline? Wherever it needs to be right now. And then with an inhale, push into your left hand and come to all fours here. We're going to move on to a gate pose exploration. So from all fours, just bring your left foot to the floor. Feel the pinky side of the foot on the floor. And let's just come up to kneeling. I'm going to turn so you can see me better. Here we are. Now breathe your arms up. And as you exhale, tilting towards that side to the left. Inhale up. Go to the right. Inhale up. Go to the left. Connecting the breath and the movement. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Now inhale up. And exhale to the left. Really pull your navel in and up to support your center line. Breathe here just a little bit. And then inhale, come up. Now, I lost words there for a moment. Bring your arms down as you turn your shoulders to the left. Keep your gaze forward and wrap your hands around your body. See if you can twist a little bit more and then turn your gaze to the left. Breathing. And with the exhale, melt back down. Inhaling the arms up. Start bringing your arms down, reaching far away from your heart, turning the shoulders to the right, wrapping the hands around your waistline. See if you can go a little bit further. Maybe you turn your head then. And exhale, just gently bring those arms down. Inhaling the arms up. Now lift up your heart to the ceiling and glide your arms down, reaching the heart to the skies. And then bring the arms down and bring your body straight or perpendicular to your foot. And here we are. Then I'm going to turn back on my mat. Come to all fours and just find that leg that was on the side. Find it behind you to a gentle calf stretch. Maybe you push into the ball of the foot a little bit to get a little bit more sensation there. And then float your weight forward and lift that leg up parallel to the floor. Flex the foot, bend the knee, and then we're going to do a little bit of a tiger here. So inhaling, lifting up your heart, lifting the leg. Exhale, rounding the spine, knee to the nose. Inhaling up, exhaling down. A variation of cat and cow with the leg. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Now inhaling up, leave your chest parallel to the floor and shift your weight to your left hand as you reach your right arm overhead behind you. Maybe you bend that foot a little bit more. Maybe you find that foot and then keeping your gaze to the floor, find an opening in the shoulder and the hip. So note how my top register is now parallel to the floor and I'm really focusing on my hand and my foot and and opening that top thigh. Gently let go. Bring the knee to the chest, one more knee to your nose one more time, and place it down. Wag the tail. All right, placing the right foot out to your gate pose, coming up. Lovely. Inhale the arms up. Exhaling, finding the side bend to the right. Inhaling up. Exhaling, bending to the left. Inhale up. Exhaling to the right. Stay connected to your core. Really support your spine with your abdominal wall. Coming up. One more time. To the right. Inhaling, exhaling to the left. Inhaling and exhaling to the left. Now stay here for just a couple of breaths. Really pull your navel in and up. Feeling strong, reaching out with your fingers from your heart. And then inhale brings you up. And we're going to twist the torso to the right. Wrapping the arms if that feels inviting. Seeing if the shoulders can go a little further. And then bring your gaze over. Exhaling, coming to center. Inhaling, breathing the arms up, twisting to the left, opening, reaching the fingers far away, and then wrap them around yourself. See if you can twist a little further, and then follow with your gaze. Almost like you're giving yourself a little hug here. And exhale, everything comes down. Very good. Now, I'm already forgetting. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Coming forward and find your, I'm sorry, redo. See, I said I was going to forget something. I want the heart opening here, please. So breathe your arms up, feeling those side bodies expand, and then lift your heart as you float the arms down. Fingers are reaching away from your heart, and your heart is shining to the sky. Bringing the arms down, bringing your gaze back to forward. Then find your all fours, find your calf stretch, and do what you wish to do here. Sometimes it's nice to rock, sometimes it's nice to just push there, and then shift your weight forward, parallel foot or parallel leg, bending the leg, and let's do our tiger business here. So inhaling, lifting, opening the heart. Exhaling, rounding the spine, knee to nose. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhale, rounding the spine. Now find your leg where it was. Keep your upper torso parallel to the floor. Shift your weight to your right hand and reach the left far behind you, maybe finding the toes, maybe not. Connect to your center line. Push into your hand as you try to keep the top part parallel to the floor. Breathing to it. And then gently letting go and bringing that knee down. Ooh. Do a little bit of side wagging your tail, I guess this could be. Lovely. And from here, just stretch one calf out, then the second calf out. And here we are in our plank pose. Really spread those fingers wide and just play a little bit. Maybe you go back and forth, more to your toes, more to your hands. It really activates the arms nicely. We're going to do a little bit of weight shifting. So lift up your left arm, bring it down. Lift up your left heel, bring it down. Lift up your right heel, bring it down. And now you guessed it, right arm, bring it down. Let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. If you're getting tired, bring your knees to the floor. That's absolutely great. Let's reverse that. Right arm down. Right heel down. Left heel down. Right arm, left arm down. One, down, heel, down, second heel, down, and left arm down. That is just wonderful. Now bend into your knees and shift your weight back and find your first downward facing dog. Lovely. Walk your dog if that feels good. Play with the weight on your hands, on your feet. If you're walking the dog, think about also walking the arms. We often forget the upper register in downward facing dog. So really pay a little extra care to the arms, to the shoulders, and then settle into a little bit of silence here. Now we're going to start flowing a little bit. Inhaling, lifting your left heel up. Hips are facing down. Exhale, bring that knee to the nose, shifting weight forward. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, rounded spine. Inhale, heel up. Exhale, knee towards the nose, but now I'm going to step it right next to my right hand. Place the right knee down, top of the foot down, and come to inside of your foot on the floor. Maybe you want to try to reach that right knee a little further out. So tuck your toes under and kind of try to reach it a little further away if that feels inviting to you. Now, we're going to reach our left arm over, opening the heart, twisting to the left and finding the back space. If it's possible, you can bend the lower leg and see if you can find a little quad stretch, shoulder opening, all sorts of good place. Rather intense though. And breathe there. And then gently let go. Bring the arm forward. Frame your foot this time and push into your heel, lifting up the toes as you find your half split. Rounded spine is fine. That's a-okay. Breathing here, finding length in that half split. Shifting forward, tuck your toes under and come to your low runner's lunge. We're going to prepare to come to a high lunge. Pushing into the feet, bring your arms to the sides. Left leg forward, left arm comes under you. Give yourself a hug. Then find your eagle arms, left arm under. Sinking to your hips. Sinking, I have a little too wide of a position, so I need to make mine a little shorter. Breathe there, opening the shoulders. Now we're going to shift our weight forward. Find your flat back and find your way to warrior three. Hips are parallel. Pull your navel in and up. Float your arms open like an airplane. Place the right foot down. Breathe the arms up, reaching up. Exhale, frame your foot and step back to downward facing dog. Lovely. Inhaling, floating the right heel up. Exhale, knee to your nose. Inhaling, right heel up. Exhale, knee to your nose. One more time. Inhaling up. Knee to your nose. Inhaling up. And now this time, knee towards your nose, but step between your hands. Bring both hands on the inside of that foot. Maybe you kind of try to walk the left foot a little further behind you. Maybe you're comfortable where you are. Place the knee down, top of the foot down, low lunge. More of like a lizardy low lunge. We're going to reach the right hand in front, all the way up, twisting the torso. And here, if it's available to you, maybe you bend that lower foot, and maybe that foot comes to your hand. Maybe it doesn't. Really not important. It's the twist and opening in the shoulder. The quad stretch is really a bonus. And taking in all the sensations. We won't be here long. And then with an exhale, release it. Whoo, and come back. Now we're going to push into the floor and find our half split. Frame the leg if that feels more comfortable. Breathing here. Enjoying this peace and quiet, yet a lot of sensation. Then bend into your right foot, tuck your toes under, prepare to come up. So finding a good grip with your feet and your toes. Inhaling the arms to the sides, giving yourself a hug, right arm under you. And then find your eagle arms and breathe. I got to do quite a lot of balancing here on my feet, so just be aware of that. The wobbling is great. It means our muscles are working, our body is working. And then as I exhale, I shift forward and I find my warrior three. Tuck the chin down a little bit and lengthen the back of your head and make sure that your pelvis, both hips are pointing down. We're not opening them. Opening the arms though, stepping down and reaching up. Lovely big reach. Exhale, come down, step to your downward facing dog. All right, moving on, floating the left heel up. Open your hip and let that knee bend. Keep the top part even Steven to the floor, but just let that hip open. Then extend that leg, turn the hip down and step through to a high lunge. Cactus arms. We're going to do our cat and cow variation up here. Feel free to bend the back leg a little bit. It takes some of the pressure off in the low back. So maybe you really try to bend that leg now, just for the exploration part of it. So here we are, cactus arms. Inhale, open your chest, bring your shoulder blades together. Exhale, round, bring your elbows together. Inhaling, opening. Exhale, rounding. One more time. Inhaling and opening. Exhaling and rounding. Lovely. Bring your hands to the sides and then frame your foot. I need to glide my back leg a little further, and let's open to an easy twist. So left hand on the hip crease, opening the left elbow, and then reaching up with my left arm. We're going to step to a side plank here. So here we go. Step to a side plank, lifting up your pelvis, facing the left side. Now I'm away from you, so bear with me. Bend the left knee and place the ball of the foot on the floor as your knees are together. Stay here or bring the whole foot down and sweep your arm up to a wild thing. Again, fingers reaching away from the heart. Bring the hand down and find your way to plank. Inhale here. Exhale, lower yourself to the floor. Inhale, finding a little back bend. Exhale, come down and push into your downward facing dog. Okay, here we go, right side. Inhale, float the heel up. Open the hip and let your knee bend. I always like to flex my foot here. I don't know why. Play with that. Keeping your shoulders level. Then extending that knee. Turning the hips, facing the floor. Bring the knee in, step through to your high lunge. Cactus arms, bend the back knee this time. Inhale, open the chest as you squeeze the elbows together, shoulder blades together. Exhale, rounding the spine, elbows away from you. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. And now bring the arms to the sides and just come to your runner's lunge. Maybe you glide that back foot back a little bit. Right hand on the hip. Turn the torso to the right. Extend the arm. Easy twist. Breathe here. Enjoy life. And then step to your side plank. Pushing into the floor, lifting your pelvis up, reaching with the fingers to the sky. And then take the right foot. Place the ball of the foot on the floor. My knees are together. Stay here or bring the arm down, push into the whole foot and find your wild thing. Reaching away with my fingers. And exhale, come down, step to your plank pose, lower yourself any way that is in your practice, find your upward expression any way that is in your practice, and then find your downward facing dog. Lovely. Inhale, come up to your tippy toes, look at your thumbs, step or hop to your hands. Extending the legs a little bit, letting the head hang heavy, a little forward fold here. And then place your hands on your legs. And this is something I want us to try today, coming up from a forward fold to mountain pose. So tuck your chin down gently as you inhale and start gliding your hands up your legs, coming through halfway, all the way to standing, and then reach your arms up and bring your hands to heart center. So the reason why I really like that Vinyasa approach is that I don't lose the control of my center when I do it that way. So tuck in your chin. As I come, I'm just going to show this one more time. So tuck your chin in, and I'm staying connected with my hands to my legs, and I'm coming up with a very, very comfortable and supported spine. Okay, let's follow a little bit our Sun Salutation format. And I think I'm going to just do this real brief. Maybe better? I don't know. I hate when it cuts my arms off. I feel that's unfair. Let's start with half, just to get the flow going. What I am interested in you finding in your receiving end is really that you move together with your breath. My breath, the length of my inhale and exhale might not be the same as yours. So explore that. Modify to your practice. As I say, just like Bernie Clark's book title is, Your Body, Your Yoga. I'm just suggesting here. Very good. Inhaling the arms up. Bring the hands together. And now we're going to bend at the hips and forward fold. A slightly different pathway maybe than what you've done. Halfway lift. Follow the shins, tuck the chin, and come down. Coming all the way up. Trace the legs. Then the arms reach up and hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Melting in the hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's move a little further now. Inhaling up. Bending at the hips, hinging at the hips. Come down. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling down. And now step to your plank pose. Inhale here. Exhale here. Inhale, and with your next exhale, lower down to your belly. Maybe you bring your knees down and then you hug your elbows in. Tops of the feet on the floor. Inhale, find your variation of Cobra. Exhaling down, tuck the toes under, and find your downward facing dog. Stay in the dog for a moment. And then at the end of your exhale, come to your tippy toes, step or hop to your hands, relax the neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down. Let's flow that without pausing 2 times. You don't have to stay with me. You can pace yourself with your own breath, but you can also follow me, whatever feels comfortable for you. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale to your plank. Lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Come forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now this time around, if you want to chunk your chaturanga, feel free to do so. Inhale up. Forward fold. Melt. Halfway lift. Exhale all the way down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, pause. Exhale, come to your toes. Step or walk. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center. Now I want to do the twist I mentioned about. So we're going to reverse the order of the things in that flow, just to sort of keep our brain wandering. So here we are, hands at your heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, step down to your plank. Keep your toes tucked under and bring down your pelvis to your upward-ish dog. Now from here, inhale, and with an exhale, come down to hovering. And next exhale, come to your downward facing dog. Come up to your toes, and at the end of the exhale, float forward, halfway lift, exhale down, inhale all the way up, flowing, exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that one more time. It's kind of a strange one, but I like it. Inhale up, exhale, come down, halfway lift, step to your plank, bring your pelvis down, open the heart, come down to chaturanga if that's in your practice, and push your way to down dog. Come up to your toes, step or float, forward, halfway lift, come down, now all the way up, and hands to heart center. Close your eyes, and exhale, one more deep. Maybe you inhale through the mouth, and you exhale through. You inhale through your nose and you exhale through your mouth. Lovely. Now, let's step to a wide straddle on our mats. Wide straddle. I have a lot of warmth in me right now. I hope your experience is the same. It is so lovely to combine the movement with the breath. There really is nothing that competes with that. That's just how it is for me, at least. My feet, my ankles are roughly around under my wrists or hands. Bring your hands to your hips. Lift your heart up and open your heart there. Just standing here for a moment, lifting the heart up, and then come back to neutral and hinging at the hips, come to your forward fold. Now, bring your hands on the floor. They could be in front of you. They could be on your legs. whatever feels comfortable for you in this moment. I also invite you to open your heels a little wider than your toes so that you have this internal rotation in your lower leg. And hang here. Maybe you walk your hands to the left, remember? I was going to the right. And just enjoy that sense of stretch. Maybe you walk your hands to the right. However is inviting to you. And then you come to center. Place your hands on the floor, gently push into them and heel the toe, your feet, so that you can find your Malasana. Mine needs to be quite wide, heels in, toes out, but we're all built different. So find your Malasana. If you need to find a little bit of movement before, by all means. Pull up your pelvic floor. Tuck your chin down slightly. Lovely. Bring your hands to the floor, take some of your weight, and step to the middle of your mat, facing the short end of your mat. And here, let's come to kneeling. I want to do this brief camel situation here. So bring your hands to heart center and really feel the lower legs on the floor. Hinging at the knees, just travel backwards and come up. 4 of these. Travel backwards and come up. If you have knee discomfort, you just wait in your kneeling, and that's absolutely fine. But this is a really wonderful way to strengthen our quads. Now come back to standing, kneeling. Lift up your heart like we did in the wide-legged stance. And just stay here for a moment. Now really push your pelvis forward and try to lift your heart even higher up. Don't collapse. And from there, if it's available to you, maybe you bring your left hand to your left heel, right hand to your right heel. And my gaze is going to the ceiling. Yet I'm not letting go of the back of my head. Come back the way you came, but place your hands on your lower back. And then come up. Come forward. Tuck your toes under and find a little toe squat to recover. Breathe. Let your toes open. Lovely. Okay, I'm looking at the time and I'm trying to see what we have time to do. Let's just very briefly find a little bit of strengthening for our upper body. I know we did a lot of planks already today, but to seal it off, let's find our dolphin. So find your forearms to the floor. I'm going to move myself just a little bit. So I have this stripe of light right here that is just going to hit me no matter what. So find your forearms to the floor and find your forearm plank. Now note how much space you have your shoulders here, for your shoulders here. Try to keep that situation unchanged as you start lifting your tail up and walking your feet closer to your torso. Stop where you have to, so that you don't compromise the space in your upper body. Really pushing into the hands, pushing into the lower arms, pushing into the elbows. And breathe. And breathe. And then gently walk your feet back to your forearm plank. And then just find there a little bit of length in the spine again. Place your knees down and come to kneeling in the middle-ish of your mat. We're going to do our hero's pose. So here I'm opening my feet a little bit wider so that my seat slides between my heels. I invite you to do this reclined hero only if you have done this before. So I'm not really cueing all the safeties of here, but please follow your own lead. If this is totally uncomfortable and not doable, stay in your kneeling. Alternatively, do another toe squat. Those are great for our plantar fasciitis. So heels close to my body. I'm going to tuck my tailbone under, reach my hands a little bit behind me, maybe placing my elbows on my lower arm on the floor. Feel free to lift up your pelvis a little bit and then lower it back down to see if that makes a difference for you. We're going to breathe here. And here I can already note that my left side is very different from my right side. And the feeling that I have on these two sides is extremely different from one to the other. If you're happy as a clam here, feel free to bring your upper body to the floor. Maybe you gently tuck that pelvis under again and place it back down. And stay here for a moment. A lot of sensation, maybe too much. If it's too much, always modify for your body and your practice. You should not experience pain, just something that you feel is moving your body. And from here, find your heels, gently climb up to your lower arms again, and then come all the way up. This reclined hero, in my personal experience with having had knee surgery, is the one stretching pose that keeps my knee health where it should be. Let's come off this one and bring your legs in front of you to a butterfly. Maybe you want to shake those legs just a little bit. That was very intense. If that's not enough, please feel free to kind of walk them forward a little bit. Maybe you even shake them a little bit, because we created a lot of compression inside the knee, and now we want to release that. And then find the soles of your feet together. Maybe your feet are close, maybe they're far. I like to have them a little further away in this one. And we're going to sink down to our left side again. So we're finding that same left side diagonal reach as we did in the child's pose in the very beginning of the class. This time in butterfly, rounded expression in the back. And let your next inhale fill your lungs and walk into the middle and sink down to the middle. Breathing. And even if you have the rounded expression of your spine, please note that my shoulders are still more connected to my torso than to my ears. What I mean, I'm trying very hard not to bring my shoulders to my ears. Inhale and come to your right side. And find that diagonal reach. If it helps you, you can really feel the left hip anchoring down. Finding that lovely, soothing side body stretch. Inhale, come back to the center and find another round of softness coming forward. And then walk up with your hands and extend your legs. Let's do a very quick twist here. Bring your left foot across the right. Feel your seat on the floor. Have that connection to the front knee, but more than that, place your left hand behind you. I'm going to turn so that you see me a little bit better. And really feel that hand at the base of your spine. From there, turn your shoulders to the left, and maybe then the gaze follows. But what we're really trying to generate here is a very tall back, where we twist first in the torso And then let the cervical spine, the head follow. Come back to center. Switch the legs. Turning again so you can see me. Right leg over the left. Connect it to the knee. Pull your navel in and up so you manage to find your way to as long of a spine as possible. Prop the right hand right along your sacrum. I'm almost like supporting my back to that hand. I'm squeezing them together. Then I'm turning my shoulders to the right. And then you let the gaze follow where it wants to go. Pulling the navel in and up. Not compromising in the length of the spine. And then exhaling, coming forward. And now as we're finishing the class, starting to head back to the floor, come to sit on your sacrum, lifting up the toes. Find yourself in a very rounded, small ball, rounded, small ball. And now just rock back and forth. Just a little fun thing to do. Back and forth. A couple times. Almost like you're giving your spine a little bit of a gentle massage. And then rock to the back and bring your feet down. Open your arms to a T. And then pick up your knees so that you are, again, I'm twirling here. Bring your knees up towards your chest. Place your hands on your kneecaps, and let's do the same thing we did in the very beginning of the class. Inhaling, pointing the toes. Exhaling, bringing the knees towards to the chest. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bringing the knees where they want to be. Opening the arms again. Let your knees fall to the left. Maybe placing the left hand over the right knee. And a little supine twist in preparation for Shavasana. See if there's any place where you feel tension that you can let go. If it's tension in the muscles or in our structure, breathe space to that place. And then with the exhale, try to melt into that space, letting the tension float away. And with an inhale, bring your knees to the chest again. And now let them fall to the right. Right hand on the left knee maybe. Opening your gaze to the left if that feels comfortable for you. And again, observing what comes up in your body. Noticing if there are any tightnesses. And if you can really pinpoint one, really send the breath to that space. Expanding that space with your inhale. And softening, melting with an exhale. With the overall intention of surrendering to the floor. Not holding yourself above it, but letting yourself be on it. And then bring your knees to your chest. Maybe you rock side to side. Maybe you give your knees one more hug, lifting up the head if that feels comfortable for you. And then just gently find your final resting pose, whether that's Shavasana or constructed rest. Constructed rest would be knees bent, feet on the floor, and letting the knees fall towards each other. That's a great option for Shavasana if the traditional Shavasana does not feel inviting to you. Now, as you lay down, do any housekeeping that you need to do to find yourself more comfortable here. And then close your eyes and bring your awareness again to your heart space. Breathing in space, exhaling and melting any tension that does not serve you away. Just stay with your heart for a moment. Notice that heart is the seat of compassion, but we also carry a lot of grief and emotional ties in that heart space. So I invite you to give yourself a permission to let go of those items of mind that are weighing you in the heart. Softening the back of your heart, softening the front of your heart. And for a brief moment, bring your awareness to your fingers and to your toes. Notice if the energetic sensation of your fingers and your toes is different from the very beginning of the class. And if not, that's okay. Just take note of things that come up, observing without judgment. And then gently let go of the thinking mind and sink into your Shavasana for the next few moments in silence and stillness. In the end of the Shavasana, I will guide you out from this pose. So for now, just turn inwards, follow your breath, and really, I invite you to cultivate the sensation of well-being and wholeness in your being. With your next inhale, gently bring in fresh air to fill your lungs. And with the exhale, if it feels inviting to you, just gently bend your knees. Maybe at the same time you do a little bit of movement with your fingers and find your way to a fetal pose. If you do not feel ready to move yet, please stay in Shavasana as long as you wish. I find this fetal pose very grounding and reminding me of gratitude in life, the beginning of it all, fetal position. And when you're ready, let your hands gently help you up, coming to a comfortable, easy seated pose. Bringing your hands to your heart, gently bringing your gaze down. Breathe in and go to that heart space again. It became our theme today. And let that heart space the compassion that lives in that space. Let that love guide you in your journey forward. Honor your own unique expression of life and feel the light within you. Let that light shine bright. Thank you for letting me guide you through this practice. I hope it brought joy to your heart and to your day. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. I wish you well, and I wish you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. And as always, before I finish the stream, feel free to write any comments. Feel free to send any communications, what themes you would love me to explore. My dream and hope is that this somehow would become conversational. So just food for thought. Thank you.